Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Legion Lads. I am your host, JR. Today we got Jose. What's going on, Jose?
Yo,
So we're gonna go ahead and continue our coverage for all new players of what to buy in a certain faction. We already covered Rebels and we covered Empire. Today we are gonna cover CIS. So before we get
buy it
there,
all.
yeah, pretty much. You know, it's funny that you say that because I think there's one we're gonna hardcore disagree. Now, normally we have a
You
third
leave them
person.
out of this.
Yeah, normally we have a third person to break the tie, but since we don't have that, we're gonna have to come up with a system where we can agree on. So here's my compromise. If you pick a bracket that is one higher, and I pick a bracket that is lower, and there's one in the middle, it goes in the middle. If
Yeah,
we
that's
pick
fine.
If we pick a bracket, you pick a bracket that's higher, or I pick a bracket that's higher, and then we pick the next bracket lower to that one. I don't know what you want to do in that one.
I
What's a good?
think it's good with just the first one, I think.
No, because that's three brackets. The next one is two brackets. So how do we decide who gets what?
I have no clue. This is all too complicated. Just put the crabs in S tier with Lando and call it a day.
We'll just have to see if we can change each other's mind. But before we get into all of that, to our local players and any surrounding cities, hell, even international waters. If you guys want
This
to come,
guy.
if you want to come to a Legion tournament, it's going to be a recon tournament on December 27th. We welcome you to come. It is newer friendly games, so newer players oriented. So don't bring a super competitive list. Bring a janky list that you just want to try. I know I certainly am, but again, my lists still fluidly go well together, but I'm bringing units that I wouldn't normally play. So we'll see how
You
that
should have
goes.
did Highlander, you coward.
I could have done Highlander. You're right. You're right. I should. But I want to play. I'm gonna spoil it. I'm bringing Hondo, and I want to see if I can get just playing standing orders every turn be effective. And I figure the best time to do that is with in a newer setting, like in a recon setting where I feel Hondo can make the most impact. I don't know if he could do it in 1,000 points doing the standing order list, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Let's see what it is. And you'd like this. I'm bringing crabs. I'm gonna. You painted those models for me. They look beautiful, but my God, they're just collecting dust. So I'm gonna give them a shot, and I'm gonna bring in Kraken in the
Criminal.
squad. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how that goes. But so yeah, to all our local viewers, come join us. It's all new friendly list, new friendly game environment. So no one's try harding here. Um, yeah, and Jose's gonna be there. Hell yeah, he made it happen. He made it work. I knew you could make it work too.
Sacrifices had to be made, but yes, I will be there.
Do you know
I
what
just
you're
don't know
bringing?
what I want to take. I'm stuck between Empire and Gar.
Like 212?
No, no, 212
No.
is I there's no way you can make 212 take advantage of everything it has in 600 points.
Sure.
Because and I thought about this before listening to all the podcasts I listened to. The fact that you're only special that the mechanic of on your divulge card being you get to scout vehicles per special forces sounds amazing on paper,
Mm,
but then you realize they're attached to the ARF troopers, which are not great.
mm,
Um, it's too much to try to work because essentially, if you're gonna take 212 and you're not a fan of ARCs or ARFs and you take 212 in a recon, you're basically already paying like a 60 to 70 point tax. And if you're gonna bring the ARFs, you might as well put the double guys on there. You might as well do something with them. Don't just have them there as this. I don't know, naked ARFs don't sound too great, but no, it's like sucks. 'Cause say the card gives you you divulge it per special forces. Your vehicles get a scout.
yeah.
So the more special forces, the more you get the scout. Okay, cool. If you just want to get two scouts off that divulge, now you're bringing two ARF troopers, and that's already like a lot to pay for just a scout move on a vehicle. On top of that, in recon, like what are you gonna do? You're gonna give ATRTs like a +1 scout because you're not bringing the two sabers, and
I mean,
even
well,
the
I don't think you can bring two sabers. I think you're only allowed
and
one.
212. No, 212. You can
Oh,
bring two heavies.
in recon?
Mhm.
Ooh, that's spicy.
I mean.
I mean, that's your whole list, but still.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know, I don't know what to do. So I was like, nah, I don't think it's good. No. So I'm thinking of if I do it, I'm a crazy psychopath. It's gonna be Veers with a giant storm squad,
Ooh,
two snows with ions, and the extra move card or whatever
mhm.
for them, Imperial March.
Yeah.
Then it's going to be backed by two what is it called? It's been forever. We just talked about them too.
Lats?
No, no, no. Oh God, no.
You talking about support unit?
Yeah, it's going to be two
E
E-webs,
E-webs.
and then I'm bringing in a freaking fully loaded Gav with door gunners.
Dude, yes, yes. I think that's prime for recon to bring a Gav. Like we never see a Gav ever. So,
Yeah, it's like it's if I separate the big squad into two small squads, I can get eight activations. But if I make it a big squad, I go down to seven and I get a indomitable freaking stormtrooper squad, which I'm a big fan of storms anyways. So,
yeah, I like it. I think you bring Empire. That'd be awesome to see a Gav.
and then if it's Gar, it's just gonna be the Jedi Knight General, the Jedi Knight Operative,
Mm.
two no one big squad of one super squad of marksmen, and it's a small fives unit with a shotgun and small Ahsoka with the shotgun. So it's like charging everywhere. But I was like, that might be a little too abusive.
Yeah, I was gonna say that might be a little too strong for the new players.
Well, apparently in the Baker Boy chat, like Grayson specifically pointed out, like bringing the general and the operative like is like going against any of the lists is gonna be terrible. And I'm just like, I don't know. The way I have it set up, both of them got burst of speed, both of them got clairvoyance, both of them got charge, both of them got tactical. No, one has charge, one has charge, the other one has the direct, so I could direct to fives and get that chain going. And then you have a charging Ahsoka who never wants an order, so that order will then go to the big marksman squad, and it's just like cool. You got four charging units, and you have a giant death ball in the back, just range for aim, long shot. You know what I mean? Like that just seems like
Yeah,
overkill.
yeah, yeah, man. It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm always
Yeah.
itching, itching to play. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this. We see here. All right, can you see that?
Yep.
All right, so for our viewers who haven't seen, we split these into four categories. You got must buy. So this is a really good buy for your faction. It's practically a key in for your success for playing the faction. And then you have your good buys. These are necessary, not have to buys. They're definitely going to make your army like they're going to give that boon to your army to be really good, but you know you could make a list around them essentially. Your fun buys. These, in my opinion, are units that aren't doing too well right now in the current meta, but they're fun. They're fun to play, right? And then by Jose and Nick's request, we have a disappointing buy, which, in my opinion, doesn't exist because everything should be fun. But a disappointing buy is you buy it, you put it on the table, and it just flopped. It just did nothing for you, like in every game you play. So we got disappointed by it. So we're gonna go ahead and rank these bad boys, and hopefully you guys get some insight on what you think you should be taking or buying for your first, hopefully, CIS faction. So I have a prediction, Jose, that I feel like all of these are gonna be must buy. I feel like there are CIS in my opinion, has always been in a good position It's very suddenly that it's like dipped in, not in the top factions of the balancing or the meta, I should say. Just because of the droid trooper keyword and the versatile of the faction, that it just, yeah, this is my faction personally, so maybe I'm a little biased. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I this the problem with CIS is everything is good. And
Yeah,
when everything is good, then it's I don't want to say it's perfectly balanced, but like when you're pretty close to being able to take everything, it's hard to say that you shouldn't buy everything. This
yeah,
is probably one of, if not the only factions where you could literally buy anything, play anything, do good, and be like, cool, I'll use something else next week. And then that stuff is just as viable. Maybe not top tier meta, but everything in this faction is usable, and you can do so many different playstyles for so many different people, like in this faction alone. So,
100% agree with you. And it's important to note for our newer viewers is that um, CIS is one of two factions that has a special keyword for the army. So GAR has one and CIS has one. And CIS is droid trooper keyword, which is you do not lose activations if you're suppressed. In fact, you cannot be suppressed if you have a droid trooper keyword. And you also don't benefit from light cover if you meet your courage value. Um, that's important to note because you're always getting your two actions, which is huge for the action economy. And then another side thing that I feel like AMG's kind of going away from, because in my opinion, I haven't seen them come out with the coordinated keyword other than giving it to them on a card. CIS used to be a heavy coordinated faction where you can daisy chain orders between units and get full order control right off the bat, which is huge in a game where you're drawing your orders from at random, right? Um, so there's that mechanic still exists in the game. So I think that's also another positive for the faction. So we're gonna start off with the snail droid. Jose, what do you think of the snail droid?
must buy oh, let me see. I'll say goodbye. It's a must buy if you're planning on playing EXE, if
Mhm.
learning EXE, because it's a staple there. But goodbye because it's not as effective in regular CIS, but it's still viable. It's nothing to sneeze at, and it's a fun buy because it looks cool.
Nope,
So put it right
I
there in the middle of goodbye.
agree with you 100%. Moving on to the AAT. Now the AAT did get a 15-point drop. And I want to put it in must buy because even though you don't see a whole lot in CIS faction, I still think it's a great unit. It just got a points reduction. And it's iconic. It's one of those things you see in the movies that you're just like, man, I want one of those bad boys.
Yeah.
You think so? Okay.
No, no,
So
yeah, it's you think back to episode one and those the AATs coming over the horizon on Naboo, like, and the sound of those cannons. It's yeah, it's you gotta own. I own two of them. You
yeah.
gotta own them.
And honestly, with the way the game is played now, I feel like you can absolutely just don't even take any heavy weapon on them, just barrage every turn. And that's unique to that unit because barrage what barrage does is you can attack twice. So you can use both your actions to attack, which I think is really good. And since cover has now been changed, I think it's more viable. Moving on, we got Aqua Droids. I think we're both in agreement must buy.
Must buy. No, if you're not, even after the points nerf, like you need to have them.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't it? That's saying something about the unit. It got a huge, you know, points increase, but it's still the better unit out of all the heavies. Yeah, absolutely. These guys are 12 points. There's four. There's three in the model, or sorry, three in the units. You can put a heavy weapon on them, and they each have three health with armor two, and it's just so good, And yeah, love these guys. Moving on, we got Droidicas. Jose, what do you think?
Must buy. It's good in both EXD and regular. These
Hmm.
guys are your these guys are your side point cappers and like recover the research. If you time it right, you can put them in wheel mode and steal a point because there's double speed three. Yeah, no, they're good. They if you're not, I would say you gotta. It's a learning. They are very they got their shields, which is very dope, but you only regen one of those bad boys every turn, and sometimes it's better to take a wound than to burn a shield. Um, because if you take a big hit and you're like, oh, I'll just burn all four shields, that Droidic is probably gonna get destroyed following like the next few activations. So definitely, I would say it's definitely a scalpel unit, but it's definitely a must buy.
100%. And not to mention that they are an iconic unit for the faction because of the movies, right?
Yep.
All right, this is where think is going to be our biggest controversy unit to date, or for this faction. Grab droids. I'm gonna let you go first.
It's not a must buy.
Okay.
I think it's a good buy.
Why do you think it's goodbye?
Man, I mean, the frame that it's on isn't bad. Five wounds, armor two, brings scout as an option into your faction. So if you're playing double Jedi like Asajj and Dooku, or hell, if you're playing anything high power, like you're bringing two super Krakens, the Build-A-Bear Krakens, give those bad boys scout with one of them. Like you bring I play them in twos. But you have scout one, you bring two of them, you're scouting two things up. The long range gun, the impact gun, can reach out and on the scout alone, plus how big the base is, you can tap the other side of the board relatively easy, pending the table. They're good. They're good. They're like decas. They're good side objective holders. And then because their base is so damn big, I've done this before. Oh, I gotta get a crab over there. So double move, and now next thing you know, I flew across the board. I'm now helping contest something else. Their short range gun is okay. I think it's two black, two red. Not a
Yeah.
fan. But all else fails, you got those crabby claws that are pierce one on a melee, and the melee is not terrible. Um, yeah, they have super utility for people who don't respect it. I mean, like I said, their claws are impact two, pierce one, two red, white, and a black, and they surge to hit. Like you're tied to put a program on them, but you just put the program where you get to attack or move. That's no big deal. They get repositioned. They have scale. They bring everything. They bring everything, and every time I've played them, I've had opponents have to waste way more time trying to kill them, than it's worth. So, I like it.
So I 100% disagree with you, as you know. This unit to me is too way overcosted um, for what it brings. It's only five reds. It has armor two. That's still not enough because you're not even surging on your red saves. Uh, Most units that are not a core unit have six health, and the ones that don't have six health are bad units. So, Crab having five for what it costs, 80 points, I believe. And then you got to add on
70.
stuff, 70, and then you got to add in programming. Then you have to add in a weapon. Now, granted, you don't have to add a weapon, but this thing is just trying to walk all up into your face to pierce you. And I just think the armor is just not enough. And I don't think the scouting party is enough, especially when it's for trooper units. I wish they would change that for just a unit, because then like having the AAT scout might be nice. But most units that need the scout, or actually, I think none of the units need the scout. I mean, BX has got scout three. Magnus could probably use it, but Magnus want to stay close to their commander. Like, I don't know, man. I'm gonna go disappointing buy.
Then it
Now,
go,
yeah, then it goes a fun
it's
buy.
going in the middle.
I wish
Your
the
rules, not mine.
two fixes is either they can lower the crabs, and a good point why I don't like the crabs is because it does what the spiders do, but I think the spiders do it better. And
What?
yeah, and for that fact is also Um, oh man, I lost my train of thought. Is oh, is I wish they would have armor, at least armor three. Arguably, I think armor four. That would be cool to see these guys have. Then I think they're just fine if they have armor four. But for armor two, nah. Especially with all these dice pools we're throwing right now, it's just not worth it. Like that's why you don't see bark speeders that much, because five hit red saves isn't worth it to me.
Oh no, I was told bark speeders are amazing, and they don't bring what a kit this thing that brings.
Who told you that?
What are you talking about? The last time we were talking about it.
Well, on our next episode, that's what we're gonna be talking
Go.
about soon. All right, moving on. We got the spider droid. I'll go first. I think the spider droids is a goodbye. Because again, it does essentially what the crab juice, but better. It has six health, has armor three, and it practically has the same guns as the crab that you can equip, but it also has a range four gun that gives ion. Um, and I think I just like it way better. Now, granted, they are white saves, and they can self-destruct. Now, they changed self-destruct, which isn't that great anymore, but the way they change it now you can actually use it a lot more than you could the old self-destruct. Um, so yeah, but that's my take as a goodbye. What do you think?
Uh, you're gonna hate me. It's a fun buy for me. I've
Oh
never
man.
I've never been a fan of the spider.
Mhm.
Um, especially does it surge down on defense?
It does. It does. And
Okay.
it surges up.
Yeah, well, the surge up doesn't matter. So it's I've never been a fan of like white save armor in an armor meta or anti-armor meta because to be honest with Grievous coming in where Grievous alone is good and is good. The Aquas are already dictated enough bringing our anti-armor, but with the change to cumbersome and
Hey,
where
you're not
us I
wrong.
believe going into an anti-armor meta I trust flat out red save armor even at a lower value over white save armor. And that's just like that's what it comes down to for me, but for the sake of us coming to an agreement, I will say I'll concede and you can put in goodbye. I personally just
Hey.
believe it's a fun buy.
You know what's funny is honestly I was gonna agree with you because when you said cumbersome, I was just like, oh, you know what? You're right. Like the way they changed cumbersome, like I could see more impact in the game, which would, kill these guys a lot faster.
And the anti-material, we don't know if that's ever coming to the game, but for people who play Towards the Duty, you got to
Mhm.
factor that in as well. So
Yeah, I'll concede to Fun Buy over because again, this is for our newer players, and if they bring this in, they just get die like
yeah, you're gonna
uh
get diced.
but I'm gonna put this in front of crabs because I think it's better than the crabs in my opinion.
Go for it. Go for it.
All right, moving right
It's your
along.
bias, but it's okay.
It's my bias. Moving on, we got
He's
stabs.
gonna put Maul in S tier, just letting you guys
No,
know.
no, Maul's gonna go. You have to buy. Above must buy. Stats, I want to put them in S tier. Um, the way the game is played, mobility is a huge factor in success for the game, which Staps is a repulsor vehicle that has that mobility, and it has a little bit of defense tech because of the agile one it gets from moving, and its gun isn't that bad, so it has that power as well. And it is cheap. I mean, it's around the same price as the crab and the spider droids. But in my opinion, what's unique about the Staps is they have coordinate. So these are one of the few units that does have coordinate. So it has coordinate droid trooper and coordinate vehicle. So if you take three of these and you give one an order, it daisy changes to the other one, it daisy changes to another one, and then if you have a droid trooper or another vehicle nearby, it gives an order to the other one. So I think if, in my opinion, Stab Riders are the best repulsor vehicle in the game because one order gives you three, which is huge. And if you give one HQ uplink and the other two link target array, now you get an aim on two of them, and then you can always recover with the other stat because you get a speeder X keyword, which gives you a free move at the beginning or the end of your activation, which just gives them a dodge right off the bat.
Yeah, no, I agree. Must buy. They are. It's funny because I point to this all the time. Amongst the podcasts that we listen to, and I know you've heard it too, everybody is like stats are terrible.
Yeah,
I don't understand how they are terrible. Even if you put them in amongst other speeders, like they are the best speeder.
right.
Um, I just don't get it. I've seen the things you can do with it. Like I've ran three speeder bikes playing against Rob a long time ago. He has Vader, he has his storms, he has all this stuff. I'm just running the stats at him, and he's like, "Cool. Here's four." I'm like, "All right, cool. So dodge one, dodge two, and then take a wound. Okay, I'm here." And,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's hilarious because that's one of those things where it's like, yes, it's six wounds on white saves, but this is the one of the few times where I believe like the dodges are so clutch in this.
Mhm.
And then if you can deal out some massive damage before they even like if you can lay out massive damage before they start getting torn apart, like these are great. These are quintessential like last these are seriously for new players, probably heard this from JR. They're a good last first option.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially if you're out acting 13, 14 acts. You got these bad boys to come in last. Double move, bang, move, recover, bang, and then out pip, boom, set it up again and go. You know? Because that first step on that next turn, you're gonna send it in, get your two dodges, shoot something else, and then your opponent has to make a choice. Do I shoot the step that's already gone, or do I shoot the step that doesn't have dodges yet? And even then, if they shoot that step that has dodges, okay, well you just go with the fresh set of steps that now get their two dodges and hit. And now they're like, cool. Now do I shoot that one or do I finish killing these guys? And while everything else just functions, it's such a core piece. Really flexible. Now there are some situations where you get into these mental chess games where you can lose. I think we played a game where it was your bug list with stats versus my swarm Dooku Asajj with stats, and like you out chessed me in that right side corner, and I wasn't able to recover. So it is kind of a scalpel piece, but it's not the most punishing unit if you misplay it because you can see what goes wrong with one stat, and then you just course correct for the next two. Solid unit, must buy.
I agree 100%. And like I also think that it's a high skill unit. And that's something important to note for our newer players. CIS is a very good dominating faction, but it's definitely going to take some time to get the skills to perfect it because of the keywords and the things that they can do. Um, Staps can, like any other repulsive vehicle, maybe not Barks, can instantly die because of their white save nature. But like Jose had mentioned, if you can first last, that's pretty solid. Um, Great unit, great unit. Moving on, Magna Guards. Ooh, we haven't seen a whole lot of Magna Guards, but I don't think that's because they're not good. I want to put these guys in goodbye because I think they're still really solid. They can Guardian for your commander. They have 2 health each. They have Courage 2, and they got that Entourage. Is it Entourage? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Entourage.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's
No, the
Retinue.
government.
I think it's Retinue.
It's a retinue leader.
Yeah.
And then they have a retinue commander, and then Entourage is now on. That was on
Uh,
Grievous.
Grievous. Yeah, they were Grievous, which is a great change for that. Yeah, and they have Charge. If you get in there, it's pretty good. So yeah, that's where I want to put it. Where do you want to put it?
I'm right with you. I think it's a good buy. I think it's a solid buy for people who are gonna play the ground and pound version of CIS. I
Mm,
think those favoring Will Bite Grievous are gonna put never play these Magnas because you're gonna have the speeder bike Magnas instead.
yeah.
So good buy.
Moving on, we got BXs. Now this one I'm kind of conflicted. Uh, I think a goodbye is a good spot for them. BXs, they're the commandos. They just like every other commando. They have Sharpshooter 1, they have Scout 3. Um, but the problem is they're shooting white dice. Now, granted, they're shooting two white dice at range three. And there's four in the unit, so that's eight white dice. But that's white dice, man. And they are red saves, which is nothing to sneeze at. But like I had said earlier, most units that most units that are not core have six health. This is one of the few units that doesn't have six health, and I feel like it suffers a lot. In my opinion, all special forces should be two health, but I don't necessarily think they're bad. I think there's some play styles. And I didn't add the strike team picture. You also get a strike team with them that you could bring. And they argue, in my opinion, it's the worst sniper. Um, I don't know what you think, Jose, but I, they, yeah, they're decent, I would say. What do you think?
So I'm gonna put them in goodbye, but they're not in goodbye for the reasons you said. You're not shooting with these things. Shooting is your last option. You are playing these bad boys with the Deoxys Mine, with the Vibro Sword, and these are Scout 3 Chargy boys. You are gonna put the fear in people, because not only do you get smashed into with the Deoxys Mine, and the charge from the vibroblade, if you're a fleshy unit, you're just taking auto wounds, and I'm a big fan of poison. I also think that this is the only special forces where the sniper is actually viable, and here's why. Um, post post 2.6, I would agree with you slightly that they had the worst sniper in the game because you need aim for lethal. And you also are hampered by AI. AI is not a thing right now, no matter how much anybody wants to try to make it a thing. And as long as you mind your range band, it's not impossible for these guys to get set up off the scout, take an aim, hit your shot, hit your lethal. They get sharpshooter one, I believe, and they're throwing two red dice. To be honest, that's better than a black and a white. That's better than a black and a black. That's
But you
better
don't
than
have
a
Pierce.
you take the aim though. Now you're free to take the aim. I just said you set yourself up, and now you're free to take the aim. Before you couldn't do that because they didn't have an order. You were move or dodge. That's not a
Sure.
thing anymore. You can now take the aim.
I mean, let's be
Before
clear. Let's be clear. It is a thing, but it's much easier to not have to do that thing,
it's
right?
extremely easy to the point where it's not even I can't even think of the last time AI has even made a difference in anything to where, oh no, I have to worry about this. Like, nah, dude. Like, I think since we're talking new players, if your AI procs for whatever reason, that was because you misplayed your positioning. There's no world in which your AI should have to go off unless it absolutely is a player error. That's my opinion. Um, and I'm just saying that from experience. I haven't played CIS like prior to LVO. I haven't touched CIS in years, and I was able to just get it going again and found CIS in 2.6 far less punishing in every aspect than old version of Legion. And so that's what makes me believe like your AI is nothing. So let me phrase it. Your AI is a thing, and it's a thing for your super tax that want to give crazy dumb shit to AI units. So
Well,
AI is not a hindrance anymore. AI is like a buff because you know it doesn't get to move off of my overclock, my non-AI AAT that I put the barrage dude
yep.
on.
Mm.
Like
Luck
like you
nurse.
want now with the rise of the super tax, the Build-A-Bear super tax, you want every AI on everything. Anything that doesn't have AI, just throw it in the garbage if you're using the super tax. But like I said, I mean, and even that can get you out of trouble. Your AI unit is like I don't know, out of bounds somewhere. Oh no, there wouldn't be a reason for it to be out of bounds because you have to be in a certain range. I think it's range 2 for overclock. Either way, it's so extremely difficult to proc your AI if you're not doing it without doing it on purpose, is my point. Which means, let's say you're procking AI only 1% of all your games ever played. That 99%, you're still getting your aim, getting your lethal on two red on a sharpshooter. That's nothing to sneeze at. And that's, to be honest, that's more reliable than hoping for two non-surging blacks in Empire, non-surging red in Gar, or red black in Gar, and a surging crit on a I think it's red white or white black white and Rebels. So to me, it's the most usable, reliable sniper in my opinion on these special forces.
Now, I didn't mention this, and I think I need to have to mention this because you bring up really valid points. So the drawback to CIS, which we don't consider a drawback, which is why I failed to mention it. If you are going to get into CIS, a lot of the units for CIS have AI, and it has AI move, attack, dodge, whatever is next to the AI. That means your very first action, you have to do that. If it doesn't have a face-up order token, or it's not range 3 of your commander. So what Jose is referring to, BXs have AI dodge or move. So if they're out of range 3 of a commander, they either got and they don't have a face up order token, they either have to move or they got to take a dodge. And doesn't seem that bad, and it's not anymore like it used to be. But what's important to know is that positioning is a really important thing in Legion, and if you're out of position, it could screw you over. So,
Also, to chime in, also, you're not range limited by orders anymore. Where old Legion, they had to have a face-up order token or AI would go off. So now you got to be within range of your leader, or if you're out of range of your leader, you got to get them an order. Which in CIS, it's not hard to scrap together a spare order or two.
well, again, I'm just letting the newer player know that like that's why CAS is a high skill faction, is because if you position them incorrectly, they could feel like a horrible army. So positioning is really important for CIS. Um, moving on, B2s. I think we're both in agreement.
Must buy.
Must buy. You know what's funny? I don't think you remember this, but I remember this long
Pepperidge
time
Farms
ago.
remembers.
Long time ago, when we first got into Legion, when we were in the group chat for Facebook, I had said like, "You guys ever think they're gonna change B2s to red saves?" Because I hated that they were white saves. I thought that was dumb for them to do it. And a majority of the people said no, they probably will never do that and everything. And bam, AMG comes in with the rescue and they made the B2s red saves. So B2s are amazing. They're the range ain't so great, but they're 2 health each, courage 2, and then they did lose their armor 1, but
Which is BS.
it is BS, but it makes sense. I mean, that's 6 health for a core right off the bat. Um,
An expensive core.
and you're right,
A
it is. It
super
is.
expensive core.
Somebody fact check me. I'm not gonna look, but B2s is the most expensive core in the game.
Oh,
So
100%. There are
yeah.
64 points.
Now I don't know. I think that's
That's
fair.
expensive enough to keep your arm. No! That's
I,
expensive enough to keep your armor one.
I mean, you might not be wrong, but these guys shoot 2 black at range 2, and they pack a punch. Not to mention they have great heavy weapons. They have a heavy weapon that has blast, and they have 3 reds. Like, and the blast one has 2 reds. Like, they're hitting really hard. If you can get these boys in range 2, you're melting things. Yeah, definitely a must buy. All right. Any last words on the B2s?
No, we're in agreement. I just think they should have armor one.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I wish they would have a lot of things, but you're right, Jose. You're right. Where do you want to put Geos?
This is super skill based. I do not have the patience nor the thought power to run Geos. They are very good in mass. They're very good threat saturation. Um, but you were it's like playing 4D chess with these guys. Like it's so difficult. And I don't think that anybody can use it. So I would say I'm between. I'll put them in fun buy, but I can see
Ooh.
somebody buying them. Like let's say the best example. When Geos first came out, our buddy Toby, who no longer plays Legion,
Well, that was the
uh,
old
re
Legion. The new players don't know
hold on,
old
hold
Legion.
on, hold on. But what
Okay.
I'm saying is, this unit still can get blown up and destroyed like old Legion. That hasn't changed. They don't have nothing different other than how they interact in the game. But even then, if you don't know how to do it, like Toby, you go from being super hyped, these are amazing, I want to run a Geo army, to just I'm retiring from the game because I'm ass, Geos are ass, and anybody want to buy my CIS. So I would say they can easily be in disappointing just as much as fun,
Ooh.
but I think they can be fun if you like bugs.
So I agree with you on some things. I want to put them in a must buy, but we'll go ahead and agree to the middle one, which is goodbye,
No
because
new player needs those.
they are a high skilled core option. So you're not wrong that if you misposition these guys one shot and they're just dead. But they have one of the great keywords in the game, and that's a free move action. So a free jump move action, no doubt. So pretty much, like I said in the beginning of this podcast, mobility is a huge thing for this version of Legion, and they get a free move. So they move, and then you get your two actions, which could be two more moves, or standby, aim, dodge,
Well,
whatever
you got to
you
be
need.
correct. They jump and then you get your two actions.
Well, it's still a movement, right? It's just, and
Well,
it's a better movement because you could jump over height one to height
no, no,
three. I think it's
I
height
know, but
three. You
it's
can jump over things.
the semantics matters because like, oh, you can move three times. Well, yeah, you can, but technically it's a jump
Well,
and then two moves.
Well, the technicality is that it is a move. It's just that it has the boon of being a jump, meaning you could jump over height three stuff. But again, I definitely think these are a high skilled because of positioning. Not only that, they are a range two um, unit, so it's harder. It's in my opinion a lot easier to get in range with them because of that free move, and they shoot a black and a white per model. Um, this is the definition of a glass cannon. You want to hit first before you get shot at because you could just be deleted. So yeah. Anyways, I did win the GTI LVO with these bad boys.
It's the GT. Okay, sir, calm down.
Hey, I got in the top eight at the IS last year.
He's like I played in the baby seal league
Oh, this
and
year
stomped some baby seals,
I
and
got.
that therefore it's good.
I
It's
not
amazing.
only got in the top eight this year, I also won this year. So it worked out. All right, moving on. B1s
Must
must buy.
buy.
Yeah, must buy.
That's
So
a starter set. They're a great core option. They're iconic. You know that you can't. There's nothing bad about them.
yeah, again, this is one of the units that has coordinate,
And the
specifically
super squads
coordinate.
are so nice.
They are nice. The coordinate droid trooper keyword. So if you pretty much want to take six B1s because you could daisy chain to each one off of one order, and now you have six face-up orders, which is huge for these guys. And there's six in the unit. So again, the only one that doesn't have six health is the Geos, which B2s have six health. B1s have six health. It's amazing. Now, these are glass. I, I don't even say a cannon. I would say
They're free
cannon
pass
fodder.
tokens, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're cannon fodder, right? You're not doing a whole lot of damage with them, and then when they get shot at, they're dying really fast. But the ability to coordinate and to go with what you want is huge. And since they have the droid trooper keyword, they don't lose, they don't get suppressed, so they get both their actions. Just like Jose mentioned, they cap points, they can grab stuff, they can back up. I mean, you're throwing six white. You're, in my opinion, you always at least get one crit, right? So yeah, B1s. I love B1s. So hard for me not to take B1s. Moving on, we got Pikes. What
That's
do you
a
think?
fun buy for me. It's not a must buy.
Ooh, okay,
I
okay.
don't see anybody ever use them in CIS. I get that they can be good in CIS,
Mhm.
but like the exchange you're getting is like if you're not careful with your list construction, you might have these guys in the bag with something very important just because they don't coordinate. Um, I mean, they don't really bring nothing you need. You don't need the long gun. You don't need the whip. And for what you're paying for them, you could get another cheaper B1s and free up some points. So it's a fun buy. I could see it being a fun buy.
So I want to put in a good buy. So let me see if I can change your mind. Even those Pikes, came out with Shadow Collective, or we're gonna cover Shadow Collective in another episode. I think Pikes can be really good in CIS because of the ability to get full order control. So because you can get full order control with your other units, Pikes, you can go with them when you want them, and then they get their independent dodge. They have the ability to shoot far, and the whip is really nice in covering those POIs. Um, I think again, as we're going to see in the CIS faction, a lot of units that are not specifically tailored to CIS faction can get away with being in CIS faction and relatively good in CIS faction is because of the full order control that you could potentially do in CIS. So I would put them in a good buy.
When's the last time you took them in CIS?
Oh, years now. To be fair, to
Hold
be
on,
f-
hold on, hold on.
okay,
Secondly, this isn't a cheap unit because if you're bringing
it
these
is a cheap
guys,
unit.
you're no, hold on.
Okay,
They're a Courage 1 unit with self-preservation, the worst keyword in the game, which means you
sure.
are investing a capo in your commander slot or
Hmm.
a capo inside the squad. And that's what 18 points in the squad, like 40, 50 points as a commander. And if you're bringing any of the guns, you're now looking at like a 80 point unit, Courage 2 unit.
But here's the
Like
thing.
that's two B1s.
Here's the thing. CAS can afford it. That's the thing. And even those I haven't brought them in a while, that's not because I don't want to. It's because there's so many things I want to play that it's just rough for me to like get to it eventually, right? So that's
Yeah.
that's that's why I think they're in a good buy because they're a good unit. Especially when we get to Shadow Collective, they're gonna be a good unit.
For
Um,
Shadow Collective, yes, but that's 82 points.
but CIS can afford
82.
it. That's the thing is CIS can afford this unit, and that's another pro to playing CIS is
But having
CIS has cheap
having
units.
so an 82 point unit versus a naked 38 point unit, you can afford it. Oh God, I sound like JR now. But you can afford more if you just take the better unit.
Well, think about it. If you run, you could run two of these
Only two.
before you have to take what's the upgrade I'm thinking of? Trying to think of.
Oh, you're thinking of I'll tell you right now. It's
Yeah.
Underworld
Out
Connections.
there you go. So you're at least taking two, and you put the capos in them, like you said, and they can effectively cover one of the POIs, in my opinion. So that's why
Uh,
I wanted to put them in goodbye. Now, have I convinced you?
no,
No. Okay. Well, I'll go. I'll
it's
concede with
just
the
too
fun buy.
much. I'll put them at the front of Fun Buy. So it's still at the end of Goodbye, but in the front of Fun Buy,
Yeah.
like it's right
Yeah.
there. Because to me, it's too much. Like to do all that points for a capo, even if you take off the gun, like it's still even just a regular pike with no gun and just the capo. You're at 60 points. Like it's too
That's cheaper than a
expensive.
B2.
B2's shit on these things.
That's debatable, right? Because they
Ugh.
have independent dodge, and they have outmaneuver. And if you're putting a capo on them, I believe you get your courage too, and then I think it gives you something
You
else.
get Courage 2 and Independent Surge.
Oh, oh, even and they surge, and did you forget
One Surge.
they also have danger sense too. Like, oh, you know what's funny is I did bring these guys. Oh no, I brought Shadow Cliff. No, Shadow Cliff. Never mind. Not
Yeah,
CIS. But
yeah.
yeah. Anyways, I'll concede the point. Concede the point. All right. Moving on. Black Suns. Now, I'll go first. I think Black Suns are also a good buy because of again, CIS can afford the Black Suns. So the Black Suns is a short range fighter as well, but it throws, I believe, two blacks. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's either two
Black
blacks.
White.
Thank you.
Black White.
Black white. And it's got the combo. It's could take a shotgun with the Pierce one, or you could bring the Mag Def Surge to crit with 11 dice, and if you bring the Vigo, it's a great unit to be dropped off by the snail droid. And again, it can work independently of itself. It has independent aim and it has precise one, so you're rerolling 3 dice with that aim. And the red saves. So even though they're more expensive than the pikes and they're good in Shadow Collective, CIS can use them as like bullies essentially. And because CIS has cheap units, they can afford it with ease, in my opinion. So that's
Oh
my opinion.
man.
You got to give me one of them.
I'll give you goodbye because that's a red save core unit essentially. And one thing you forgot is when they get into melee, if you take the shotgun, you pretty much have a unit with a lightsaber.
Yeah, yeah, like they're good. They're pretty good. I love those guys. All right, moving on. We got Molly Mall. Uh, no secret, my bias must buy. Even though the meta has changed significantly for Force users, the ability to have 3 actions is huge. He can infiltrate, um, and his lightsaber isn't that bad at all. Like his command cards are crazy good. Uh, yeah, it's a great zoning piece in my opinion.
Maul's a must buy. He's iconic.
He is iconic.
He's a scalpel, and he's one of the very few, I would say, if not only, maybe Din, but one of the few, if not only, um, commander operative units that you don't mind getting shot and losing early.
Mhm.
Din's a good piece because if he gets into melee, he's not versatiling, he's not mobilizing you with the Ambam rifle. So Din demands your attention. Same thing with Maul. Maul demands your attention. I've watched you win countless games on just I'm gonna throw Maul, and then he draws all the aggro, and then you just shift around. And then because JR's dice are JR's dice, after 10, attacks, Maul's still on 1 life, 1 health. And then you go and witch Magitech it, and it's like, you bastard. Um,
Well, you can't Magitech in CIS, but yeah,
yeah, well, I'm just
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
I'm Shadow Collective, but anyways, that's why I said Commander Operative. But like I said, there's very few red save operative commander units that you throw into the mix, and your opponent has to deal with them. Because if you don't deal with Maul, like you don't want to deal with Maul, but if you have to deal with Maul, you got to do it. But if you do it, like he's pulling a good piece or a good unit away for a while.
Yeah.
Um, I want to say his power has gone down a little bit, but force power is across the board with the like force push being cranked up to where it's at. But no, yeah, he's must buy. He's
And 2 more points
Darth
on
Maul.
that. A huge factor in these commanders and operators we're going to go over is again the fact that you can coordinate and get full order control. You can do. You can pretty much guarantee to pull Maul when you need to because all your orders are face up. So that's huge advantage for force users in the CIS because the ability to go when you want to go with these units dictates everything. And not to mention that these guys are force users that are the dark side, so they have access to force choke, which in my opinion is still relatively huge. And like it's like an auto bring, and anytime you bring a force user for the dark side. All right, moving on. Asajj Ventress. Uh, I want to give this unit a must buy, for the same reasons we kind of gave Maul. Not only that, she gets 2 masteries. Now you're not guaranteed to get 2 masteries. You get the option of to get the second mastery, or to pick a different one, like get bounty. But you're almost always picking Makashi mastery because that unit or that mastery has the ability to ignore pierce and impervious, which means that you are automatically piercing a force user or somebody with impervious or in melee or immune to pierce, which is huge. And then she has another mastery, Jakar, which means you could spend dodges to as aims. Well, you could turn a hit into or a blanket to a hit. And then she has independent dodge. Like just talking about her just makes me miss her playing as with her. And then she got cheaper. She's cheaper than when 2.6 first came out. And then she's got command cards with Dooku, which is great for her. Uh, so yeah, I think next LVO. No, I'm not taking her. I'm taking Grievous, but still,
Yeah, I
I
was gonna say, there's no way you're
yeah
taking her.
yeah.
You
I
take her
think
with Grievous.
I could fish work on that. But yeah, I want to say a must buy.
This is where I get my bias. When I picked up CIS
Mhm.
after Crabs came out, or when I went, so I've always done CIS. When I dusted off CIS, the first thing I did was play Dooku Asajj Crabs. Dooku Asajj Crabs Aquas. Like, it was obnoxious. And I fell in love with Asajj. That was my first experience using her. She's dope. Scalpel piece, once again. Um, I don't know if it's a me thing or not, but I'm not a big fan of the Dooku Asajj card. It's kind of scary to pull off because you get to activate them simultaneously, but it's also, I believe, a three pip,
Yeah, it
which
is.
is
Yeah,
it's scary to pull off because I've played that card and I've lost one of them before I even get to trigger it.
yeah,
Makashi's great. Makashi is one of the best keywords in the game, especially for dealing with Jedi deterrence. The stock might go up on Makashi because you got the custom commanders now
mhm,
for Gar. So she might be a good counter pick into that type of stuff. But for me, must buy. That's
yeah,
my bias is showing.
yeah. She's just so good. All right, moving on. We
Oof.
have Cad Bane. Now, we lowered him in the
Ugh.
other ones, and he has suffered in 2.6 because of his command cards. But again, this is CIS we're talking about, Jose. War
No.
coordinate is a huge thing, and you can reverse order it. I think it's got to be a good buy. I'm just saying, like you can go. That's the problem with Cad Bane right now, is the inability to go with him when you need to go with him. CIS guarantees that you can go with them when you need to go with
He's
them.
he's the worst Han. He's the worst Han.
Sure,
Han has reckless diversion. Han's the staple of any commander operative is your command hand. Um, a lot of Cad Bane's cards are just bad. Um, he's not in this version of the game with the uptick in dice. He's more liable to get shot to death than actually be able to throw the suppression out for one of his
but
crazy tricks.
here's my argument with that. So, Cad Bane really shines because you don't give him orders. Then he gets his two dodges. So I don't think you need his command cards to be good in CIS because the inability to guarantee to get two dodges and to go when you need to go with him and danger sense, right? You're gonna have duck and cover. I think it's huge.
He's a range 2 unit.
With steady and
Yes, but
sharpshooter
this
one and
yes, but
surgeon's a crit.
what is that gonna do against these mega squad blobs?
What are you talking about, Han? Where Han only shoots two dice.
Han can do reckless diversion and run away. Han can do reckless diversion on one Ewok sitting outside with all the Ewoks behind, and you have to shoot that Ewok.
Sure, but
Like Cad can't. Cad doesn't have, like, I don't know. They just, and then you know, Han also has Gunslinger. You get Gunslinger for a command card, I believe, or not even Gunslinger.
no,
You get
it's
to
two
attack
attack.
twice.
Yeah,
So, like, Han's picking up 2 to 4 models ago while running away. Cad's lucky if he lives long enough to pick 2 to 4 models up.
see, I think he
And
lives longer in CIS compared to Han because my boy Han, my boy Cad is shooting four blacks with steady, so you could just pop out, peekaboo, shoot, and then pop back into something. Um, I don't know, man. I think
it,
he's good in CIS still.
uh, I don't know. We have to debate. We have to,
That's what we're
I don't
doing right
know.
now.
I say, to me, it's a fun buy. I don't, I think you play him wrong and you're sad. And I think you're not getting the value out of him. Clearly, his usage rate shows across Longshanks data, which is not just competitive tournament data; it's all data. His user rate is low, and it's not low for nothing. He's like
I only think it's
he's not
low
he's not
because
Jin bad, but he's bad.
I think he's low only because it's 3 pip. And again, the reason why it's 3 pip is bad is because the innate ability to go when you need to go with him, which he can do in CIS. He can go when he needs to go. But
I
we'll
can't, dude.
we'll put it fun. We'll put it fun. That's fine. That's
We'll
fine.
do
That's
this.
fine.
Put him in fun by. And
Uh,
for those of you who listen to this all the way through, let us know why I'm wrong or let us know why JR is wrong in the comments in the video. Somebody did comment actually last time, and apparently I'm wrong because somebody said Boba Fett's more iconic than Din.
yeah,
So I had to eat that.
100%. Whoever
No.
whoever said that, I'm so sorry. I was running late today, so I wasn't able to check the comments to give you a shout out. But you are correct, sir. Boba is the more iconic one.
I'll tell you who it was right now. He was like, but the thing is like I once again, my whole premise on it being the iconic thing is to the generation. Like Boba is more iconic to Roman and guys in our age range, whereas Din, even toss Grogu in there, is more iconic to the newer Star Wars generation.
And how many newer Star generations do you think there is compared to the
I'm talking about like
old one?
new. No, I'm.
Right? See,
There's some people who don't
exactly.
fuck with Boba at all though, but it was 1X Archimedes who says Boba is hands down more iconic than Din. I mean, I don't see the Din. I don't see the Boba Fett movie. I see the Mando and Grogu movie. I see. I seen Mando take over
Let
three
me tell
episodes
you,
of the Boba Fett
let
show.
let me tell you how popular and iconic Boba was. He literally has a screen time of like 10 minutes, and he dies like a ridiculous death. Didn't do anything cool. And he was so popular that they made a whole planet and the people that look like him because of him. That's
He
literally
he's he
when you're
has the
looking at when you're
same
looking
screen
at
time as Maul. He's just another loser who gets killed in a loser way that losers
look
think are
I,
cool. I'm
what's with
kidding. I'm
George
kidding.
Lucas making losers that
Loser
die fast
characters.
be super popular? Like literally when you look at Din, you're looking at Boba. Literally, that's what you're looking at. But anyways, I digress. We're gonna move on to Bosk.
Losers.
Bosk. I'm okay with putting him in a fun buy. I
Yeah, fun buy.
still think he's really good in CIS because you can get the full order control. But again, I don't know if it's enough for him. He is a long range shooter with suppressive. It can do something, but it's just hard right now in this faction. Or sorry, this unit.
This is where I'm gonna hate. Is this who's the Sun Fact?
Yeah, this one right here.
Yeah,
Next.
this is what I'm gonna hate.
Yeah, I kind of with
He
you. I kind of with you.
No, we might be different.
Okay, I'm gonna go first. You first.
So I'll go first.
Okay.
He's a must buy because he's so goddamn cheap. And that's all you're taking him for is act padding, and you get some coordination if you want to squeeze in a geo unit. Other than that, he has no business being anywhere like near must buy. Just he's a cheap. He is the old sniper padding for CIS. Like you can like that's all he is, and
A hu-
everybody's taking him because of that.
100% agree with you. Uh, it's only because this unit is so cheap. He's act padding. He does got a good suppressive gun. His command card isn't that bad. The coordinate to a Geonosian isn't that bad as well. So if you're running a Geonosian list, he's should be in your Geonosian list. But he's just so darn cheap that it's just like for the value he gives you is still good. But he's a glass cannon. He can die really fast.
He's just
And
chilling in your back point. That's all he's doing.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know.
I hate it because that shouldn't be
Yeah,
there.
I agree 100%. Like I don't
It's
think
not that he's good. It's not that he's
yeah.
so iconic. It's not that he's S tier. It's not
Mm,
that you must buy him the same way we were buying commandos and
strike teams.
special forces for just the snipers. We didn't even care
Yeah.
about which one, the padding of the
Yeah,
snipers.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, yeah, I'm with you there. It's hard, it sucks, but again, if you love the bugs, bring Sung Fact, and even then, still bring Sung Fact because he's cheap. Moving on, we got Hondo. Okay, I think Hondo is a good buy. Again, because of the full order control, you can go with Hondo when you need to. And like I said, I want to make a list of just standing orders every turn because of all his independence he has and the X keyword, the profit one. Uh, I think he technically should probably be in fun, but I
He
think and I got to put this to the test. So I gotta make you know lists with him and play him. But I think he could be decent in CIS.
I saw photos of Grievous doing a drive-by on this poor man.
Yeah,
How did
yeah,
that go?
yeah. You know what's funny is Nick actually got me. Now,
What?
yeah, yeah, and he got me with Hondo. So Nick played it smart. He played it. I think it was his two pip. Now, if correct me if I'm wrong, but what his two pip says is that he gets a free move action, and that anytime he is in com or engaged, not I don't want to say engage, but in melee with the unit, he takes all their green tokens. So what he did was
Oh, he stole your
he stole,
tokens.
yeah, because he knew I was gonna play my spin to win, and I played it, and so I tried to get out of range two of him, and then I spin to win. I got like six dodges, and then I totally forgot about the free move action.
That's just good
It's
business.
Yeah, so he just free moved and then double moved or triple moved into base with Grievous and took all of those dodges. And it was only because of my red saves that saved me the game because Grievous didn't die because I got really good red saves when he shot at him. But normally people don't shoot at Grievous on that turn because of all the dodges. No, Nick played it smart. Hondo
Hondo
just stuck
said,
to
"This is
yeah.
a fine addition to my
Yeah,
collection."
yeah. It was such a clever move that like it got me, and it was just like, "Ooh, Nick, never again, never again is that gonna happen to me again." So yeah, it was a
Oh,
great move by Nick. But that's why I
didn't.
think it could be. And he was playing Rebels. I think it has some play in CIS, in my opinion. So yeah,
Oh
so
man.
Booyah, there you go. You were expecting it to go the other way.
No, no. I just wanted to. I was more. I wanted
Uh,
to see that picture. A picture's worth 1,000 words. And I saw a photo. I'm like, he murdered Hondo.
and what's funny too is that like when he played that card and I knew what was coming, I was like, I was literally sitting there. Should I kill Hondo and not get my spin to win on the other units? Like I wouldn't get my value from it, but I was just like, no, I need to get my value from it and just pray to the dice gods, and the dice gods answered.
I mean, I haven't used Hondo. He doesn't look the best, but I will put him in goodbye just because it seems like he's gonna be one of those characters where you're gonna find a good spot for him, I guess. And I don't see him being disappointing. And at the minimum, it's Hondo. He's
Yeah,
fun,
yeah,
so I'm cool
absolutely.
putting him in goodbye. I mean, you're using him, Nick's using him. If you guys come back in like a month and are like, this fucking guy sucks, I'm gonna be like, all right, cool. I didn't get him anyways.
All right, moving on to the super tag droids, the custom ones. I think we both in
Must.
agreement. Must buy. They pretty much have force powers now. They have like
They're
five.
better than Force Powers.
Yeah, yeah, you're not wrong. They're like you get like five or six force
You get to
powers.
force push your own units.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And I played. I think this is my third game with them when I played Nick, and it was really good what I could do with them. Like it felt good. Like yeah, must buy. Definitely get the custom commanders.
Uh, Force push down to 10 points because of them. You
Yeah,
can't have that
yeah.
it costs them 5 points to force push their own units.
You're literally getting like five act five acts in one activation, and one of those activations is recover, just so you could do it again the next turn. It's
Yep.
so good. It's so good.
Yep.
All right.
Must
Moving
buy.
on. Yep. General Grievous on a wheel bike is a must buy. Uh, he goes good with Staps. Kind of the same points we made for Staps. You get a free move, but you get to attack twice. you get to shoot, and if you go over someone's base, you get to overrun them, which is another attack. It's a hard one to pull off, but if you're highly skilled, you can pull it off. And it's got 8 health. Like, yeah, like I said, and just as I mentioned before, he has a card where he can spin to win. If you have up close and personal, you're getting all these dodges, and then it really deters people from shooting at him because of the dodges. Definitely get him. He's great. I feel like I'm gonna play him until they do something to make him not be playable anymore.
So question, these next three is it's
Too.
two, it's Kalani and Kraken.
Yeah,
They
I
have
we're
to
gonna.
go together because they're in the same
Yeah,
box.
yeah, correct, correct.
So because of Kalani alone, it's must buy.
Yep. Um, Kalani is just, in my opinion, is still better than the Super Tax because of how cheap it is. Like Kalani's 85, you usually get around the hundreds with the customs. And Kalani has great keywords. He has reinforcements, strategize, direct, and his command cards are great. Now, Kraken, on the other hand, I think Jose, you can agree with me and add some stuff here. Kraken isn't that great because he doesn't have those keywords, and he's a great melee unit, but he only's got 5 health. And he is cheaper of the two, but yeah, it's just not enough. What do you
The
think of
super
Kraken?
tax do Kraken better. The super
Yeah.
tax, the build the Krakens do a lot more Kraken than Kraken.
Mm-hmm. A
So
hundred percent. 100%.
I mean, if I could separate them, Kraken would be disappointing.
Yeah.
That's probably
But
gonna hurt Dallin's soul. But because he's tied to Kalani, they're in the same box. He has to go up there.
absolutely. So what we learned about the custom super tax and the Kraken and Kalani
What?
is that STDs are good for you. Always bring them.
How long were you sitting on that?
Just when I put them up there, I'm just like, I can make an STD joke here.
Oh
Anyways, moving
shit.
on. That was a horrible joke.
Must
We got
buy.
Yeah, T series is a must buy. It's cheap, not cheap than what it used to be, but
Oh God, dude.
yeah, it's relatively cheap, and it's just a great cheap commander to get your coordinate off, because it has direct AI uh droid trooper unit, which is really good. So Dooku,
must buy.
yeah,
The
Dooku,
Ducatista.
yeah, Dooku's such a great commander. He has again Makashi Mastery, which is so good. He has really, really great command cards. Um, and he has direct trooper. He can direct himself. You're always giving him an order, so he's always getting an order to himself. Um,
Still tied up on the fact that we see him jump in episode 3. He
hmm
doesn't have jump. I'm not
Yeah,
asking for jump
yeah.
2. I'm not. We see Dooku do a somersault
hmm
over a balcony, lands on his old crusty compressed knees, stands up. Give him jump 1.
Yeah, I agree. And he's 80 years old. If you could jump at 80 years old, boy needs jump.
Jump 1 at least.
hmm So, all right, moving on. Poggle the Lesser. What do you think?
This I have no clue. This is all you, buddy.
I'm gonna go fun buy. So even though as I won the GT with him with a very heavy skew list, uh, I feel like Pago the Lesser is trying to do everything but bad at it. Like his command cards are just horrible. His 3 pip is for droid troopers. He has Entourage B2, and then his 2 pip is for Geos, and then his 1 pip is for everybody essentially, but it's so hard to pull off because you got to be a range one. He only has 4 health, which is important to note. It is red saves, um, and he's relatively cheap, but he's not doing anything great. If you're building a bug list, bring him. He's good in a bug list. You know what? No, he's not good in a bug list because of the points I just made. Entourage B2 and then one droid trooper keyword that you can't even use on your bugs. Like I don't even,
I,
they need to rework this unit. I don't.
he might be better when we get the mystery bug battle force that we were told we were getting years ago.
Hopefully, I really do hope to see some more Pog of the Lesser. Like I'm just so sad for this unit so much.
And these
Um,
two just go where their counterparts are, right? They're in
yeah,
the same
yeah,
box.
No, honestly, I would put them in fun buy. Oh, you're right. They are in the same box, so it doesn't
Yeah,
matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, you're right.
put them
Um,
with their peoples.
you're not really using capos in
Pull the capo down.
as a commander. Oh, duh. Is my bias showing
Boom.
again? Because you know you want those commander slots for your commanders. So yeah, you're not ever bringing these guys, but they are tied to the box, so you get them for free essentially, which is one step closer to buying, getting in the Shadow Collective.
This
Ah,
guy.
yeah.
But look at what we said. It's all it's all being bought,
Yep.
and it's all most must buy.
Yep. Yep. And the only unit that I really disagree with you is the Crab and Disappointing buy. But like even then, like CIS is such in a good spot, such great units that you could do so much with that. The
We got to
army
brace
upgrade.
ourselves for Nick hitting us with a CIS bias CIS Lovefest pod episode.
You
You
know
should
what?
name it that. You should name it that.
Oh, on
CIS Lovefest.
you know what? I probably will. I probably will. Because like honestly, Nick's gonna agree with us. Nick hates the CIS more than anything because of the Droid Trooper keyword and all the good units it has. And we got a lot of new CIS players, which is cool. So they're jumping on that bandwagon. But anyways, any rules questions for us?
I didn't get any, but I have the rules for them up. I could
Okay.
read some that matter.
One or two, not a big
All
deal.
right. So here we go. Rex leader priority free action tempted. This is by hopefully it was answered. So this is by Grok. He says, "Hello. A clone trooper squad contains Rex as a leader. It defeats a unit. Can it take its free action before or after Anakin's tempted keyword is triggered?"
Uh, I think Anakin gets triggered first.
Seth says tempted may be used first as it is used after an attack is resolved, if applicable. Clone Captain Rex unit upgrade card effect will apply after the attack action is resolved.
Makes sense.
So I think it's both. Tempted can't he says tempted may be used first,
Hmm.
but I guess it's a timing issue because Rex's can go first before tempted.
Wait, Rex can?
It says Clone Captain Rex upgrade card's effect will apply after the attack action is resolved. So after they attack, if they kill something,
I think
they
he's talking
Rex can
about
do
uh Anakin's attack.
no. So it says tempted may be used first. So tempted may be used first as it is used after an attack is resolved.
Uh,
The Clone Captain Rex upgrade card's effect will apply after the attack action is resolved. So if I believe that Rex upgrade card is after you kill something, you get to do something.
mm.
And the way he worded it is tempted may be used first. We're saying is maybe you may use tempted first.
So yeah, so you could use it first.
Yeah, but I'm saying he says maybe like
Well,
maybe used.
but that's literally the question. Why wouldn't he define it then?
I don't know. He defined it. That's I'm like looking at it.
I think
No, he
maybe.
says he said so the question once again is a clone troop we normally pre-read these things, sorry guys. A clone trooper squad contains Rex as a leader. It defeats a unit it defeats a unit. Can it take its free action before or after Anakin's keyword is triggered? So he's saying Rex kills a unit. Can I do Rex's thing before or after Anakin's thing? Tempted
Mhm.
says Seth says tempted may be used first, not maybe, may space be used first. And then he says Clone Captain Rex upgrade card's effect will apply after the attack action is resolved. So I think the timing is on you, is what he's saying.
Uh, I think he's saying you could use tempted first.
See, this is why I have to pre-screen these. Go in the
Yeah,
comments, tell us who's right.
he's not saying that maybe or like you said, he's saying may. Like yes, you may go ahead and do it. English, it's our language.
I hate English. No Nintendo.
I
Captain Rex upgrade and Splitfire. This is by Raknar. Sorry about that. I butchered the hell out of that. When a unit with the Captain Rex upgrade Splitfires, it does the free action occur during or after the resolution of all the attack pools if the first attack defeats a unit. If the free action occurs between attack pools, will moving affect the ability to attack declared targets moving into or out of range? When a unit with Captain Rex upgrades Spitfires, if it defeats more than one unit, does it get one action for each of the units defeated?
think it only gets to one action. So like even if it kills two units, it's only getting one action.
So set says the free action is made after the attack action is resolved, which would be after all attack pools are resolved. So after you get your Spitfire.
Mm.
Um, when a unit with the Captain Rex upgrade split fire, if it defeats more than one unit, does it get one action for each unit defeated? Set said yes.
Whoa, that's cool. Didn't know that.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is awesome. Leave a couple stragglers behind, and then super squad, and then split fire three times. Yeah,
Yep.
there you
So
go.
there you go. Some Rex goodness to round out the CIS Lovefest podcast.
um, so yeah, absolutely. Um, man, I wanted to bring up a point when I was looking at the CIS list right here. Uh, so yeah, but anyways,
Oh,
it, what?
sorry, go for it. I'll tell you right now.
No, I was just gonna give our last comments and wrap it
Okay.
up.
So I did make mod the list. So I did change the list. So the list that I'm thinking of for Empire is General Veer's improvised orders with inspiring presence, a regular stormtrooper squad with Gideon, two snowtroopers with Ion Snowtrooper and Imperial March, two E-Web teams with Overcharged Generator and Dug In, and one Gav with Elite Armor Pilot, so Surge to Hit, the Impact Gun, and Door Gunners, with the command cards being Maximum Firepower, Ambush, Pin Down, Push, Imperial Discipline, and Assault.
You should bring it.
Yeah?
I think it'd be fun.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Just the fact that you're bringing Gav alone sounds fun to me. But all right.
Sweet.
Any last words, Jose?
Are we doing the episode week of Christmas? Probably not.
That's a good
Christmas
question.
lands on Wednesday, I think. Wednesday or Thursday.
Uh, it's the 24th. Um, if you guys want to do one before or after, it's fine by me. Obviously, we're not going to do it on Christmas Day, and then probably not on Christmas Eve either. So I'll make sure to in the comments let you guys know what you guys want to do. If we want to skip it, we can skip it. Not a big deal. But we can talk
Well,
about this off the podcast.
if we do skip next week, everybody have a great life day. Have a great Christmas. Enjoy time with your family. Don't listen to JR. You don't have to play Star Wars Legion during Christmas Eve or Christmas. And just enjoy the time that you guys have with the holidays with the ones you love.
uh, Jose is 100% wrong. Literally, that's why we celebrate Christmas. It's for our Lord and Savior Dooku. That's why we do play Star Wars Legion. Thank you very much. So, anyways, come to the tournament. All our new and local players. It's going to be newer, friendly players. So don't bring a really high competitive list, and we'll hope to see you guys there. See ya.
Later.
I got us. There we go.